Hello, Katerina Fagetti. It's great to have you on the red couch today on this cold January day. How are you?
Hi, Angie. Yeah, it's very cold indeed. Thank you very much for having me. It's a great pleasure to see you on your red couch and exchange with you.
So, Katerina, you're working in global mobility, and I think we originally met online quite a while back, and then we met again in class, in the classroom. Tell us why you do what you do.
Uh, yeah, where to start? I don't know. How long do we have? So, because if I start exploring my global mobility passion, I think we could sit here until tomorrow, but no, I try to keep it short. I find global mobility a service-oriented role. Doesn't matter if in-house or as a consulting function. I super very much enjoy supporting all my peers internally, externally, in all topics and facets of global mobility, and it's super satisfactory to me seeing that what I'm doing is bringing fruit and is helpful to everyone I'm talking to.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think most of us, we got into global mobility for sort of the same reasons originally: a passion for cultures, passion for traveling, passion for people. But how did you get to where you are today?
Ah, yeah. I originally come from Czech Republic. I moved to Switzerland 20 years ago, just for solely 6 months. It turned to be more than 20 years. I joined a large oil and gas company in an executive assistant role. Um, After several years, I recognized that this is not really my passion, and I wanted to move further, preferably in the HR role. And I got an opportunity in house to change to a global mobility role, and I'm very grateful for that because it is, from my perspective, the best way how to step in the global mobility function. I have been working for the company for years and working as a member of a global mobility team. And during the time, I got the chance and the opportunity to learn a lot about global mobility, in particular on the European soil and on the construction side. So after the 4 years being a part of the team, I thought, okay, now let's take a challenge and become a one woman show in the global mobility field for an energy company based in Zurich, where I have been for almost 8 years. It was a great lesson in school and fun and frustration all in one. That gave me a lot of hints, increased rapidly my knowledge and deepened my global mobility network. Also passing the very difficult time of the COVID pandemic that none of us want to remember. And back in 2022, I thought, okay, there is not that much to learn on the oil and gas and energy industry, global mobility, and being for such a long time as a global mobility role in a company, in a growing company. I thought it's time to change the sector, the field, and the approach. So I changed finally in March last year to the completely different sector of the activity. And this is where am I now. And yes, I confirm we know each other for some years already. I don't remember when we have met the first time, frankly speaking, maybe 10 years ago. And yes, we have met in the class some years ago.
Great. Amazing. Now, you've come a long way, and you probably know that, for more junior professionals, sometimes it's really hard to see the path. So what would you advise a junior, like maybe a master student or bachelor student currently thinking about entering the field of global mobility? And I mean, we're both talking about in-house global mobility. So what do you think, what would be maybe something you wish you had known 20 years back, and you would advise a young professional now?
Yeah, as said, working for the large oil and gas company, I got the opportunity to enter an in-house role of a global mobility. So I was literally thrown into deep waters of an unknown field. And frankly speaking, from my perspective, this is the best that could happen, because if you know a lot about global mobility, you are not that enthusiastic. If you know it theoretically and you start practicing, you are not that enthusiastic when you take it from the other side, meaning learning by doing on the everyday business. You learn so much clearly, theoretical courses and master courses and certifications are clearly important, but I don't know how you see it, but my personal feeling is that I have learned the most by doing. And I talk from the in-house role. I have experience on the in-house role. So for me, growing from an HR role or an administrative role, operational, general position, then specializing to a global mobility role, knowing the entire HR cycle and the facets of the HR job, will give the juniors the best understanding and putting in the shoes of others the best way than stepping directly into global mobility role. Also, if talking about the juniors who would like to specialize in the consulting role, I definitely would recommend Big Four.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
last but not least, what make a global mobility professional really professional is the network. You have experienced for sure the same, even if the global mobility network works for competing company, we are not competitors.
Yeah. And
Enjoying
actually, if you hadn't said it, I would have said it. Because I think, the secret is in networking anyway, for a lot of things in life. But I also think in our field, it is extremely important to, to build a good professional network amongst your peers, but also, in order to find a mentor, in order to find a new job, in order to move up. And yes, it is helpful to do courses and have theoretical knowledge, but I would say, it's the classical 70-20-10 approach, 70% on the job, 20% coaching and mentoring, 10% theoretical learning, courses, etc. And I also think it's really helpful to get a mentor or a coach to, guide you, especially if you're a one-woman or one-man show in a company. And, especially if you're building global mobility from scratch and you don't have a team around you to help you navigate the stormy waters, as you would say earlier.
Absolutely. No, this is for me the essential part, and we are lucky in our scope of activity that we are not bordered by a country, but we can build a network on the soil where we are active, but we are free to reach out to everybody all over the world, being just in the global mobility role.
Yeah, and this is also, one of the beauties of this industry. We have friends across the globe because of what we do. So it's also fantastic if you ever, travel to Sydney and oh, I can meet somebody there that I've met on a group, for example. Yeah, great, awesome.
Definitely.
Now, speaking of making friends and networking, I think you are a bit like me in that space. You really like social media, and I think we met on the internet originally. So tell us about your favorite social media platform. Where do you like to hang out?
This is crazy. I don't know if this has to do with the age or with the level of the professionalism, but I realized that I spent most of the time of my social media time on LinkedIn. While maybe 15 years or 20 years ago, my preferred social media was clearly Facebook and then turned to Instagram. Um, but nowadays, I'm a super fan of LinkedIn that offers me the brain food. And this is clearly what I'm missing on other media. So it delivers brain food. It delivers great network opportunities. It has courses. It allows you to develop you further on any kind of field you wish to, or you desire to know more. You're free to reach out to everyone whom you think that might be useful for your network, for your professional growth. You are seen as a mentor for juniors who would like to reach out to you for an advice. Well, yeah. Is there anything else that I could add about about LinkedIn?
Yeah, no, I think, it's also a really good way to connect people. That's my main reason to be on LinkedIn is to help my clients find jobs so I can connect them with other people in my network. Also, I use it as a knowledge base, but I mainly use it to help people connect with each other. And I think LinkedIn makes that really easy for us. And what else? Do you have anything like, anything you want to talk about, an event, an upcoming seminar, a workshop, or anything you would like to promote?
Oh, well, there are some events that are coming. What I would like maybe to make an ad is what I definitely celebrate are various LinkedIn groups led by female professionals about the global mobility, also the experience exchange group on the Swiss soil, where we meet on the regular basis and exchange what I have talked about before. We are not competitors, we help each other. Clearly, a very important event of international SOS about resilience of business travelers taking place in March. There are so many events happening and coming, and I am so excited about that because I have missed those during the pandemic time, I need to admit, and I am super happy that they are happening again and the network can meet again.
Fantastic. Well, Katerina, I wish you all the best for your career and your life going forward, and keep rocking. I'm sure we'll meet again very soon at one of those events that you just mentioned. And
thank you very much for having you on the red couch. It was great talking to you. We keep in touch and we always see each other in the Global Mobility Network.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining.